Book Snapshot.
Welcome to Book Snapshot, the place where timeless wisdom meets your modern ambitions. Today's journey is quiet, subtle, but profound. We live in a world obsessed with loud success. Flashy cars, viral followers, morning routines, hustle culture. Everyone wants to be a millionaire, but very few want to be a quiet one. In this full-length summary, we'll explore a book that stands apart. The Quiet Millionaire by Brett Wilder isn't about bragging. It's not about tricks, hacks, or overnight wins. It's about building real wealth, silently, sustainably, on your terms. So whether you're listening during your commute, or lying awake at 2 a.m. wondering how to take control of your financial life, this is for you. Let's begin. Before we dive into strategies and philosophies, let's get clear on the central character of this book. Not Brett Wilder himself, but the quiet millionaire archetype. He or she is not loud. They don't seek attention. They don't broadcast wealth. They live below their means. They invest with patience. They focus on freedom, not just money. The quiet millionaire, Brett Wilder writes, is the person who lives intentionally, earns steadily, saves consistently, and makes deliberate decisions, not just for income, but for peace of mind. This isn't about deprivation, it's about direction. The quiet millionaire doesn't just chase how to make money, they ask, what kind of life do I want? And how can money serve that vision? Let's pause right there. That single question is the philosophical backbone of the entire book. Because this isn't just financial advice, it's life advice. It's about creating a rich life, not just a large bank account. So who is Brett Wilder? He's a certified financial planner, CFP, with over 30 years of experience advising professionals, entrepreneurs, and middle-class families. Unlike many financial writers, Wilder doesn't come from Wall Street. He comes from the real world, working with people just like you. What made him write The Quiet Millionaire? Because over decades of working with clients, he saw the same patterns again and again. People earning six figures but living paycheck to paycheck. Families who saved diligently but never built wealth. Professionals who invested with emotion, not wisdom. Entrepreneurs who thought high income meant financial freedom. Until it didn't. Wilder wanted to create a guide that was complete, honest, and quiet. Not a get-rich-quick manual. Not an investment sales pitch, but a roadmap. A manual for building a life, not just a portfolio. He writes with the patience of a teacher, the clarity of a coach, and the humility of someone who's seen people make mistakes over and over again. And this brings us to the foundational mindset. Most people think their financial problems are external. They're not. The problem isn't the market, it's mindset. Brett Wilder. Wilder starts the book by challenging you to examine your beliefs. Because personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% numbers. Ask yourself, do I believe wealth is attainable? Do I believe money is bad or corrupting? Do I think rich people are greedy? Do I feel guilty about wanting financial freedom? Wilder argues that your internal story about money shapes every decision you make. Whether you spend impulsively, whether you save for the future, whether you invest or hoard, whether you plan or procrastinate, this book wants you to become the kind of person who attracts wealth, not through luck or charm, but through principles. Let's explore those principles now. Wilder builds his roadmap around 7 cornerstones, 7 interlocking areas of your financial life that must work together if you want to achieve quiet, sustainable wealth. Let's break them down. 1. Income management. Most people think they need to earn more to get rich. Wilder disagrees. It's not how much you make, it's what you keep. Quiet millionaires don't chase flashy salaries. They build multiple streams of income and manage each dollar with intention. Examples: a pharmacist with 3 rental properties, a software engineer who freelances on the side, a teacher who invests in dividend-paying stocks. Your income should support your values, not your ego. Here's where Wilder pulls no punches. You cannot build wealth if you spend like everyone else. He introduces the concept of conscious spending, not budgeting in the restrictive sense, but tracking and evaluating your spending for alignment with your goals. Case study: a family earning $150,000 per year was constantly stressed about money. After auditing their lifestyle, they realized they were spending $2,200 per month on restaurants and online shopping. They made subtle changes, saved $1,000 a month, and used that money to build an emergency fund and invest. Quiet millionaires don't live in scarcity, but they live with awareness. Wilder is firm on this point. Consumer debt is the enemy of freedom. You cannot become financially independent if you're financing your lifestyle with credit cards or high-interest loans. He advocates for paying off toxic debt immediately, being cautious with even good debt, never using debt to impress others. Rule of thumb: if it doesn't appreciate in value, don't go into debt to get it. Quiet millionaires plan for the unexpected. They maintain 6 to 12 months of expenses in liquid, boring, safe accounts. Not sexy, but when life throws a curveball, medical emergency, job loss, economic crash, they don't panic. They adapt. Hope is not a strategy, protection is. Brett Wilder. The quiet millionaire is not obsessed with risk, but is never blind to it. Wilder encourages a level-headed approach to protecting your wealth before chasing higher returns. Here's how they think. They have adequate insurance: health, life, home, disability. They review their liabilities annually. They prepare for lawsuits, illness, or family emergencies long before they occur. It's not paranoia, Wilder writes. It's wisdom born from seeing how fast lives can unravel. Imagine this: a successful small business owner ignored disability insurance because it felt unnecessary. Then, at 42, he had a stroke. No income, no backup. He lost his house in 14 months. Quiet millionaires don't roll those dice. They build a financial firewall. Now we get to the part everyone wants to talk about: investing. But Wilder flips the script again. He doesn't start with which stocks to buy. He starts with goals. Investing is a tool, not a game. A quiet millionaire's investment strategy is purpose-driven, long-term, diversified, patient. They ask, what do I want this money to do? When will I need it? What's my emotional tolerance for risk? Wilder warns against speculative gambling, crypto hype, and winning big. He favors low-cost index funds, asset allocation based on your age and stage, dollar-cost averaging, automatic contributions, rebalancing once or twice a year. Case in point, a quiet millionaire might never talk about the market, but they're investing $1,500 a month into a diversified Roth IRA, letting compounding do the work over 20 years. They let time, not talent, build their fortune. This is where Wilder gets truly philosophical. Wealth is not an end, it's a means to a life well lived. Quiet millionaires don't live to manage money. They manage money to live well. This means planning for major life transitions: kids, aging parents, career shifts. Creating estate plans, wills, trusts, powers of attorney. Having real conversations about legacy. Not just inheritance, but values. One moving story Wilder shares is about a couple who never earned more than $70,000 per year. They lived simply, saved diligently, and left a $2 million estate to fund scholarships and support their grandchildren. They were never on the cover of Forbes, but they were rich, in wisdom, in peace, and in purpose. Brett Wilder's blueprint isn't a mystery. It's a system. And here's what it looks like in real life. Step 1. Define your rich life. Wealth is personal. Your rich life may look like someone else's middle-class dream, or their nightmare. Some people want to travel the world. Others want to raise a family debt-free. Others want to retire by 50 and write novels in the mountains. The first step is defining what wealth means to you. Without this clarity, all financial advice is just noise. This is different from retirement savings. Your freedom fund is a pool of money that gives you choices before you reach retirement age. The ability to quit a toxic job, the courage to launch a business, the space to care for a loved one. Wilder suggests aiming for 2 to 5 years' worth of living expenses. It's not easy, but it's possible. Quiet millionaires don't wait until 65 to start living. They use money to buy time. Wilder hammers this point. Financial ignorance is expensive. Don't rent your mind to others. You don't need to become a stock expert, but you do need to understand how inflation affects your future, what compounding actually means, the difference between assets and liabilities, how fees can eat your retirement. Example, a woman inherited $200,000. Instead of handing it to a flashy advisor, she spent a year reading books, taking online courses, and learning the basics. She invested the money wisely and now mentors other women in her community. Quiet millionaires are students first. The fewer decisions you have to make daily, the more likely you are to succeed. Wilder suggests automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts, minimalistic banking, one checking, one savings, one credit card. Set it and review its systems for annual check-ins. This takes the emotion out of the process and allows consistency to do its work. Simplicity is not a weakness, it's a superpower. Once a year, ideally on your birthday or at year-end, Wilder suggests a financial retreat. You ask, what did I do well? What changed? Where am I drifting? What needs to adjust? Quiet millionaires are never passive. They don't obsess daily, but they always know where they stand. Now, a reality check. Wilder has seen good people sabotage their own progress. Let's examine the most common traps that pull people away from becoming quiet millionaires. Trap 1. Lifestyle creep. You get a raise, you upgrade your car. You get a bonus, you book a lavish trip. Year after year, your lifestyle expands faster than your net worth. Quiet millionaires fight this by anchoring their lifestyle at a fixed level and letting savings absorb the surplus. They enjoy their money, but they don't inflate their identity. Trap 2. Comparison and envy. Wealth is invisible, flash is not. The neighbor with the Tesla and the pool might be drowning in debt. The guy with the luxury watch might be leasing it. Quiet millionaires know status games are a poor man's sport. They measure progress against their goals, not someone else's timeline. Trap 3. Procrastination. I'll start saving next year. I'll invest once I make more. I'll deal with it when I'm older. Wilder's warning is stark. Time is your biggest asset and your biggest risk. Quiet millionaires start early. Even small actions compound into large wins. We've talked theory, systems, and philosophy. Now it's time to meet them, the real quiet millionaires. You'll notice something remarkable. They don't all fit a mold. Some are teachers, others are engineers, some own small businesses. Others never earned 6 figures in a single year. Let's look at a few of Brett Wilder's anonymized case studies and client experiences. Case Study 1. Joan, the school librarian. Joan never earned more than $52,000 a year. She lived in a modest 2-bedroom home. She rarely went out for dinner. She wore her clothes until they wore out. But here's what Joan did do. She saved 20% of her income from the time she was 27. She invested faithfully into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. She never panicked during market crashes. She never touched her emergency fund unless she had to. At age 65, Joan retired with $1.7 million in her investment portfolio. She volunteered at a local animal shelter. She traveled twice a year, always on cash, never debt. She paid for her niece's college in full. Joan didn't live poor. She lived quietly, intentionally, and richly. Case Study 2. David, the blue-collar investor. David was a mechanic, grew up fixing cars with his father, made around $60,000 per year in a Midwest town. He didn't trust stock markets at first, but he did trust real estate. Here's what David did. He bought his first duplex at age 30 using a VA loan. He lived in one unit, rented the other. Every few years, he saved up and bought another property. He reinvested rental profits into new appliances, renovations, and mortgages. By age 50, David owned 7 units, all cash flowing. He also had a modest 401k and savings account. Today, he clears over $8,000 a month in rental income and still fixes classic cars as a hobby. No suit, no MBA, just a quiet empire built with grease, grit, and discipline. Case Study 3. Sarah and Jamal, the dual income dreamers. Sarah was a marketing consultant. Jamal was a math teacher. Together they made about $140,000 annually. Their friends assumed they lived paycheck to paycheck. 2 kids, a mortgage, daycare, groceries. But Sarah and Jamal had a system. Every raise went directly into investments. They automated savings and lived off one income. They taught their kids about money by example. They reviewed their finances every quarter over dinner. By age 40, they had paid off their mortgage, fully funded their children's 529 college plans, saved over $700,000 in retirement accounts. They never felt rich, but they never worried about money. That's the essence of a quiet millionaire. We've talked about systems, but systems fail when your mindset isn't ready. So let's shift the spotlight inward. Why do so many people, smart, capable people, never become financially free? Reason number 1, emotional spending money isn't just math. It's memory, it's mood, it's emotion. People spend to cope, shopping after a breakup, buying a new gadget to fight boredom, expensive dinners to prove self-worth. Quiet millionaires learn to pause. They ask, what am I really buying here? Comfort, status, relief? They find non-financial ways to meet emotional needs: therapy, journaling, connection, purpose. Reason number 2, financial avoidance. Some people fear money. They avoid opening bills. They ignore credit card balances. They hope it'll all just work out. But avoidance is expensive. Quiet millionaires look their numbers in the eye, even when it's uncomfortable. They treat money as data, not drama. Reason number 3, instant gratification. The seed you plant today won't bloom tomorrow. This is Wilder's warning. Quiet millionaires master the art of waiting. Waiting for compound interest. Waiting through market crashes. Waiting to buy until they can afford. This delay isn't painful, it's empowering, because they know what they're waiting for. Wilder doesn't believe in hoarding wealth for some far-off funeral. He believes in living your legacy, now. Let's break that down into 3 levels. Level 1, family quiet millionaires don't just leave money, they leave values. They teach their kids about budgeting, involve them in giving share their money story, failures included. Your children will learn from what you model, not just what you say. Leaving a trust fund is easy. Raising a wise, grounded next generation. That's legacy. Level 2, Community Wilder encourages readers to ask, how can I use my money to bless others? Who supported me on my journey, and how can I pay it forward? Some donate, others mentor, some start non-profits, others simply show up for their neighbors. Money doesn't make you generous. It gives you more opportunity to be. Level 3, Purpose in retirement. Many struggle with identity. Quiet millionaires don't stop growing. They write books, travel with intention, start second careers, volunteer, mentor. Their money supports who they are becoming, not just what they once did. We're approaching the summit, so here's a quick roadmap. How to become a quiet millionaire, step by step. Step 1. Clarify your vision. Ask yourself, what does a rich life look like for me? What's my enough number? What do I want my money to do? Step 2. Master the 7 cornerstones review: income management, spending control, debt reduction, emergency savings, risk protection, smart investing, life planning. Step 3. Automate progress: set up auto transfers, track net worth, quarterly review annually with your partner or advisor. Step 4. Avoid the traps: lifestyle creep, comparison, delay, and avoidance. Choose awareness. Choose action. Step 5. Build your legacy. Now teach others: support causes, live richly. Today, one of the most powerful messages in Brett Wilder's book is this: you are not too late. Many people tune out personal finance advice because they think the best time to start has already passed. I should have started saving in my 20s. I've made too many mistakes. I'm 45 and still living paycheck to paycheck. It's too overwhelming now. But here's the truth Wilder wants you to know. Wealth building is not a race, it's a direction. Even if you've made every mistake in the book, crushed by debt, poor spending habits, no investments, you can start again. And you can build more in 10 focused years than you did in 20 distracted ones. The 3-stage rebuilding process. 1. Stop the bleeding before building wealth. You have to stop losing it. This means freezing unnecessary subscriptions, cutting out emotional spending, creating a no-shame money truth session to face your numbers. This is not about guilt, it's about clarity. 2. Set the smallest first win. Momentum matters more than size. Your first victory could be paying off a $200 credit card, saving $25 a week, making your first budget stick for a full month. Each win rewires your brain. It proves, I can do this. 3. Automate and scale. Once you've stabilized, you can start to scale. Increase savings rate by 1% every 3 months. Start contributing to your 401k, even if it's just $50 a month. Build a side hustle to grow your income by $500 a month. Quiet millionaires who start late accelerate their journey by living simply, avoiding lifestyle traps, saying no more than they say yes. Story: Tom's midlife reboot. Tom was 49, a sales executive, divorced twice, zero savings. He felt like a failure, too old to start over. Then he read Wilder's book. He started small, moved into a smaller apartment, picked up a freelance gig writing marketing emails, read 12 personal finance books in 1 year, maxed out his Roth IRA in year 2, cut his monthly expenses by 40%. By 60, Tom had over $400,000 saved. He planned to semi-retire at 65, work part-time and travel through Latin America. Not a billionaire, but free. And that's the quiet millionaire's real goal. You've heard this before: live below your means. But in The Quiet Millionaire, Wilder elevates this advice to something spiritual. Contentment is the true wealth. Without it, no amount of money will feel like enough. The peace of a paid-off life. Imagine this life: no credit card bills, a car paid for in cash, a home without a mortgage, $30,000 per year in expenses, and you live beautifully. Now imagine having $1 million saved and invested. Withdrawing 4% annually gives you $40,000 per year, without touching the principal. You don't need $10 million if you only spend $30,000 per year. You don't need passive income if you need nothing to impress anyone. This is why quiet millionaires retire earlier than their flashier peers, because their lives are designed for freedom, not for applause. Contentment not equal to poverty. Wilder emphasizes this. Living below your means isn't about deprivation, it's about intention. Buying quality over quantity, taking joy in small pleasures, being present with people instead of obsessed with possessions, understanding that a cluttered home often reflects a cluttered life story. Maya's freedom from consumerism. Maya was a successful interior designer, high-paying clients, big city life. But she always felt stressed. Then she downsized, moved to a tiny home in Oregon, cooked at home, took up painting, cut her monthly spending by 70%. Now she earns less, but has more time, more calm, more joy. She reached financial independence not by earning more, but by needing less. Chapter 13: Money and Identity. Who are you without the chase? This is the emotional climax of The Quiet Millionaire. It's the question we rarely ask. Who am I without the next financial goal? For many people, the pursuit of wealth becomes an identity. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the entrepreneur. I'm the one who always takes care of everyone. But Wilder challenges us. Don't just ask what you want your money to do. Ask what you want you to do. Quiet millionaires don't just retire from work. They retire from proving their worth through status, chasing validation through salary, measuring life by bank balance. Instead, they pursue connection peace, purpose presence, journaling prompts from Wilder. Take 15 minutes with these questions. What am I still chasing, and why? What did money mean in my childhood? How do I define success now? Who am I if I never earn another dollar? These reflections are wealth too. Story: Evelyn's late life transformation. Evelyn was a retired lawyer, plenty of money, but she still checked her net worth every day. She felt anxious, empty. A financial planner introduced her to Wilder's book. She began journaling, volunteering, mentoring young women in law. Now she says, I used to think I wanted to be rich. I just wanted to matter. Chapter 14: Financial Freedom is for Everyone. A movement, not a secret. The Quiet Millionaire isn't just a guidebook. It's a quiet revolution. It's a call to walk away from social media comparison, consumer culture, hustle glorification, retirement fantasies that never come, and walk toward simple living, wise planning, personal fulfillment, financial dignity. Wilder dreams of a world where people spend time with their kids, not just money on them. Teachers retire with peace. Entrepreneurs chase impact, not just income. We all define wealth on our own terms. Chapter 15: A year-by-year roadmap to quiet wealth. Becoming a quiet millionaire doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen steadily if you follow a proven path. Brett Wilder lays out a flexible, life-stage-based strategy that fits most people, whether they're starting in their 20s or 50s. Here's how the roadmap looks. Years 1 through 3, the foundation phase. Focus, stabilize, and simplify goals. Track every expense for 90 days. Create a zero-based budget. Build a $1,000 emergency starter fund. Begin debt snowball or avalanche repayment. Start reading one financial book per month. Automate monthly savings, even if it's just $25. Mindset shift. I may not have much yet, but I'm in control now. Years 4 to 7. The growth phase. Focus, build systems, and gain momentum. Goals: increase emergency fund to 3 to 6 months. Max out Roth IRA or 401k contributions. Explore low-cost index fund investing. Start a side hustle or additional income stream. Cut lifestyle inflation, review and update insurance policies. Mindset shift. My money is working for me, even when I'm not. Years 8 to 15. The wealth phase. Focus, scale and simplify. Goals: consider real estate or dividend stocks. Revisit life goals: work, family, travel, legacy. Write or revise your will and estate plan. Track your net worth annually. Help others start their journey. Mindset shift. Wealth is no longer a goal, it's the result of my lifestyle. Year 16 plus the legacy phase. Focus, live richly, give boldly goals. Define what enough truly means, downsize or relocate if desired. Teach financial literacy to the next generation. Fund causes and people you care about. Embrace life with joy, freedom and presence. Mindset shift. I am no longer chasing, I am choosing. Chapter 16. the 12 core principles of the Quiet Millionaire. These are the timeless takeaways, the guiding lights. You might want to save or write these down. They'll serve you for decades. 1. Live below your means, not beneath your worth. Frugality isn't self-punishment, it's self-respect with a plan. 2. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Time and patience beats skill and hustle. 3. You can't out-earn bad habits. If your spending rises with your income, you'll always feel broke. 4. Clarity is power. Know your numbers, know your why, know you're enough. 5. Debt is a dream killer. Use credit with discipline, or it will use you. 6. Financial freedom starts with emotional mastery. If you can't control your desires, you'll never control your money. 7. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. No shortcuts, just consistent action over time. 8. Wealth is a tool, not a trophy. Use money to build, not to boast. 9. You are not your income. Your value is not your salary. You are worthy already. 10. Simplicity wins. The more complicated your plan, the less likely you'll follow it. 11. Your legacy begins today. Teach, share, love, serve while you're still here. 12. Peace is the ultimate profit. In the end, what you're really buying is freedom. Presence, peace. Chapter 17. The 30-Day Quiet Millionaire Challenge. Wilder offers readers a powerful, hands-on challenge. 30 days, one action a day, life-changing momentum. Here's how it works. Week 1, awareness. Day 1, write down every financial account you own. Day 2, review your last 90 days of spending. Day 3, list your debts and interest rates. Day 4, calculate your net worth, assets, debts. Day 5, write a money story from your childhood. Day 6, reflect. What does wealth mean to you? Day 7, create a Why I Want Financial Freedom letter. Week 2, action day. 8, open a high-yield savings account. Day 9, automate a weekly savings transfer. Day 10, create a basic emergency budget. Day 11, cancel one unnecessary subscription. Day 12, download a budgeting app and use it. Day 13, schedule a money date with yourself or partner. Day 14, read a finance article or watch an educational video. Week 3, alignment day. Day 15, write down 3 long-term goals. Day 16, list 5 expenses you could reduce painlessly. Day 17, define your enough number. Day 18, research index funds or ETFs. Day 19, look up your employer's retirement plan options. Day 20, ask someone financially savvy for a conversation. Day 21, declutter one area, tie physical space to mental space. Week 4, acceleration day. 22, increase one savings goal by 1%. Day 23, make an extra debt payment. Day 24, draft a simple will or estate plan. Day 25, write a gratitude list of non-monetary wealth. Day 26, begin a side hustle brainstorm list. Day 27, audit your last 5 Amazon purchases, needed or not. Day 28, create a Freedom Fund savings goal. Day 29, plan a one-day money retreat. No spending, no screens. Day 30, reread your Why I Want Financial Freedom letter. He reminds us, money doesn't care who you are, but how you use it reveals who you are becoming. The goal is not to die rich. The goal is to live fully, freely, and joyfully. He challenges readers to stop waiting for a raise or a break. Start creating clarity, systems, and space. Choose presence over performance. Conclusion: the quiet revolution starts with you. This isn't just a book summary, it's a mirror, it's a manual, it's a manifesto for a new way to live. The Quiet Millionaire isn't about retiring on a beach, it's about waking up each morning without fear. It's about walking your path, not someone else's. It's about knowing that you own your time and no one else does. You don't have to shout. You don't have to prove. You don't have to impress. You just have to decide. Start quiet. Start small. But start today. Thank you for listening to this full audiobook-style summary of The Quiet Millionaire. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. What does a rich life mean to you? And remember, wealth is not loud, it's not urgent, it's not flashy, it's quiet, and it's waiting for you.